Hi, I'm John Frazier, franchise partner with Expedia Cruises. Welcome to 5 Minute Review. My team and I have been fortunate enough to make multiple trips to Mexico since October of 2020. And in this episode, we want to share our experiences and observations regarding the health and safety protocols through every phase of our trips so you know what to expect and can have a safe journey when the time is right for you to travel. We hope this helps. All right, let's get started with airports. The information we're presenting is pretty consistent for both U.S. and Mexican airports. You're going to see stickers on the floor for social distancing and signs on seats and waiting areas to make sure the people who are not traveling together are staying socially distant. There's an increase in hand sanitization stations, but it really varies between airports. Actually, it may be a little bit more consistent in Mexico. We've also noticed increased cleaning procedures. Most of the airports use thermal imaging to take your temperature upon arrival, but these are in secure areas, so we don't have pictures of them. Masks must be worn at all times while in the airport. This should be a surprise to no one. All visitors must fill out a health form online when visiting Mexico and either print it out or use the QR code on your electronic device. If you forget, no worries, you can get a paper copy. It's just a little easier to do it online and it'll save you some time going through customs. Make sure you do this within a day of your travel. Also, you've heard about the requirement for COVID testing when returning to the U.S. from international locations. When departing, your airline will check the paperwork at the airport to make sure you have a negative test when you go to check in for your flight. All right, let's move on to flying. Airlines are operating at normal capacity, meaning they are not leaving the middle seats open. At first, my flights were a mixture of completely full and then go ahead and spread out. You got a row to yourself. Now they're pretty much completely full. Early in our travels, some of the airlines handed out wipes, but not all, and I've not seen that recently. Probably a good idea to take some along with you. All are sterilizing in between flights, and the air inside the cabin is refreshed every 3 minutes, as well as being scrubbed. At first, all of the airlines had reduced or no beverage service. You might get a water if you were lucky, and may or may not get a snack. Now, most are back to their normal drink and snack policies. Moving on to hotels. There are a few things that are pretty standard wherever you go. At check-in, there's foot sanitization stations, still trying to figure that one out, temperature checks, and hand sanitizer. QR codes are used in place of common paper items like menus and price lists throughout resorts. For the most part, there are no self-serve buffets, but we're starting to see those come back. Masks. This is a question we get all of the time. Some require and enforce in public areas like walkways and restaurants up to the table. Others request but don't really enforce it. All are relaxed at the pool and the beach. For the workers, all are wearing masks all the time. I've not yet found one exception to this rule. There is some entertainment, outdoor and some indoor, for instance at restaurants. All hotels are still at a reduced capacity, but that capacity is slowly inching its way up. I loved when we visited at the reduced capacity because it really felt like you had the place to yourself. There's also hand sanitizing stations everywhere you go, even in a lot of the elevators. The next thing I see at most hotels, but not all, stickers on the doors that show the room has been sterilized and not disturbed since. High-touch items like remote controls are often in bags after they've been sanitized. Some hotels provide personal wipes and bottles of sanitizing gel in the room for your convenience. Testing for employees on a regular interval for COVID is commonly done at the higher end ones, and it's usually about every 2 weeks. Some hotels electrostatically clean your luggage. Common area furniture and surfaces are also electrostatically cleaned in some hotels, but in all the hotels they're at least frequently and consistently wiped down with sterilizing solutions. Out and about, people are pretty consistently wearing masks. Bars and restaurants are open, pretty much the same as it is here. Once you're at your seat at the bar or your table, the masks come off. Almost every store I went into, with the exception of small mom and pop type stores, took your temperature and required a mask. Most of the major attractions are open, but not all. Archaeological sites, water parks, and other venues are open but may be running at reduced capacities. Best to check before you go. As far as COVID testing goes, most large resorts are offering a test for free that meets CDC guidelines. The process is super easy. You set an appointment at check-in and go at your scheduled time. It takes about a half hour to 45 minutes. You get your results within a day at the front desk or via email. If you test positive, the larger chains have different policies in place. Some you have to purchase a very inexpensive insurance policy up front at check-in. Others provide it for free, but most have a quarantine area where they will allow you to stay for 10 to 14 days. They'll provide you with room service, but you're confined to that room. Your travel advisor should be able to give you more detailed information on specific resorts. If you're staying at a boutique hotel that does not offer testing, most of the airports have a place there where you can take rapid tests, and there are also other testing services around the main tourist areas. Thanks for checking out this episode of 5 Minute Review. If we've inspired you to travel and you're not already working with a travel advisor, please consider using our team of experts. Whether it's cruise, land, or VRBO, we have experience with all of them. If you've liked what you've seen here, do us a favor and give us a like below, and follow our channel for future episodes. Until we see you again, travel and be well.